Hi everyone, this is Arjuna, aka Professional High Priestess, and I'm here to just do let's do a deep dive, okay, regarding the Capitol riots. So for those of you who don't know, and I didn't know this either until I saw it last night via the different news outlets that I watch. Four officers, as of last night, four officers that were a part of the Capitol riots have committed suicide. Now, my thing is like I'm not discrediting like the situation and like any of their trauma or what they went through. I'm not saying that it wasn't a tumultuous situation and that they shouldn't feel any type of way and that they should be numb to what they witnessed or what went on. But at the same exact time, one has to wonder how the fuck did they get into the White House in the first place? We're talking about the White House, okay? How did they get into the White House? And then another thing that I was also doing research on is like suicides of first responders, to different catastrophes that have happened. So I started looking up last night. So then I looked up first responder suicide for 9/11 for the first responders for like the what is this thing called the firefighters and the ambulance and stuff like that. Now there's actually only been two suicides, but there has been multiple deaths because of the inhalation of the different chemicals and the injuries that they sustained on the day of 9/11, 2001. Up until this very moment, there was an article that was actually put out on September 11th of 2020. So there's health complications, but in regards to suicides, there were barely any. If you guys have any research proving otherwise, please send it to me. But all the research that I looked for said that there weren't any mass suicides. So I beg to ask, like, why the fuck are all these first responders, then police officers, committing suicide? And then it dawned upon me, because it was an inside job the whole time, which it should be obvious to anybody that knows anything about the government and how they play games, about these Democrats and Republicans and how they're two wings on the same bird. So remember we talked about this in the Stay in Your Lane message that came up in terms of that there's people who are in the White House right now plotting and planning on Kamala and Biden and things like that for power and stuff like that. There are rich people putting a lot of money into destabilizing the government and causing problems. There's also this double hand that's going on where there's people who are playing both sides, but they're really on the side of the opposition and whatnot. And I gave the example, and this is an example with the Capitol riots, because that was an inside job. There was Democrats and Republicans that were a part of that. It just wasn't Donald. That's why when they try to have him impeached with that whole hearing, it didn't go through. He wasn't impeached. So he can go ahead and he can run for any type of elected office again if he wanted to, right? So my thing is like also too, why didn't they do that impeachment at the very beginning? Because he's been breaking hella laws and causing hella problems. Right? So you guys have to think deeper when it comes to these different things that you see in the news. It was an inside job. And the reason why, I truly believe the reason why those officers had committed suicide is because the police, the chief was telling them to stand down, don't go in yet. Or they saw certain things going on, they were targeted. They saw certain things going on that when they go to testify, because they were going to be the ones to testify, the front line, right? About what they saw and all that type of stuff. When it would be time for them to go ahead and testify, they would incriminate the individuals that were working behind the scenes. Because I'm 100% sure the chief of police for DC was involved. The FBI was involved. Some people within the FBI were involved in that. People who worked inside of the White House as well, they were also involved in that too. But let's go ahead and let's find out. Let's find out about this Capitol riot madness. Let me go ahead and use the astrology deck because I feel like we're going to get some messages from there. Dear bright and well-loving ancestor, what messages do you have regarding these people committing suicide in the Capitol riots? 4 have committed suicide. That's not normal. That's not normal at all. Somebody could be using suicide spells. If that's the case, I did pick up a group of gypsies they're using. And one thing that you also have to think about too, suicide magic is definitely real. They've tried to put suicide magic on me plenty of times and it doesn't work at all. I'm like, okay, what the hell? Please. I'm too crazy to commit suicide. I don't know why. I like life too much. I know for those of you who, felt suicidal and contemplated suicide ideation, I feel for you. I feel for you, and I'm sending you so much love because that's a heavy energy to deal with, and and it's a lot, especially if you don't get the proper support or care to help yourself. And a lot of people have been through different types of trauma that make them feel like that. But suicide magic is definitely real. A couple of these karmics on YouTube, they play with that type of stuff. Now, one of the things too is you guys have been seeing as well on TikTok, specifically in India. All the different little TikTok stars are committing suicide randomly. There's magic that's being done. And even if you look into India too, in Bollywood, there's a lot of these different stars recently that have been also committing suicide. One of the stars, his girlfriend actually went to jail. She went to jail because I believe that there was something about maybe one of the gypsies that she paid. They found one of the practitioners or something was going on where she got implicated for his death and it was a suicide. Scorpio. Scorpio's the death card, but also the death card is also suicide ideation because they can get heavy. What messages do you have, please, for the Capitol riots? Joe Biden is a Scorpio too. Who knows what this was, what this was supposed to do? Who knows? Yes, Donald Trump, there was a part of him using his social media and outlet and shit like that, but there was also an inside job here. What messages do you have for the Capitol riots and the officers committing suicide? Capitol riots, officers committing suicide. You got Mars energy right here, okay? And then you got the second house. Yeah, there's something with money here. There's something with money. Neptune, exactly. There's spell work involved. And you think that these people don't play with spell work? You've been clearly hearing my story about Kamala and her niece and all these people, and they're playing with black magic, and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, they know how to find witches. That's how a lot of them get into their careers and keep their careers. They play with gypsies. They play with witches. What messages do you have, please? And I believe that the word gypsy is a derogatory term, so please, I apologize. Now, this is the thing, too. Sometimes I forget that some of these words have different meanings in society, but I make my own definitions for them, right? So with the term gypsy, what I'm specifically meaning are there's these specific types of witches that are trained in older forms of black magic. Okay? What messages do you have regarding the Capitol riots, please? And these officers committing suicide? Officers committing suicide, Capitol riots? Look at, you got Pisces, Neptune energy, yeah, the 12th house, and then you got the 8th house, and you got Saturn. There's some karmic energy attached to all of this, you guys. It's not what you think it is. It's not as it seems, and this is going to blow open a whole lot of other shit, too. That's why it was so imperative that those 4 officers, or how many more officers that are going to pass away, die. Because that doesn't sit right. Like, I understand, like, okay, they mobbed a whole bunch of white supremacists, mobbed on the White House. But why would you kill yourself? Unless, one, if it was natural, there's no magic involved, you know that there were some type of karma coming with the Saturn energy here, or you were paid to stand down or allow it to happen with the second house. Why? On the other hand, these suicides could be staged, meaning that these individuals could be actually being killed. And then they go in and they set up the crime scene, put the gun in his hand like this, put some gunpowder residue on his hands, all that type of stuff, because these people are trained and all that. I mean, honestly, I get my detective skills because I used to read a whole bunch of Nancy Drew books, and as well, I used to watch Law and Order SVU. So I'm telling you guys, when you see a lot of these things, and now that I know a whole lot about spell work and shit like that, I'm like, I'm not convinced. There's something else going on here that they don't want us to see and they don't want us to know about. But unfortunately, we're going to find out. And I feel like a lot of this has everything to do. Ace of Swords as I crack open the deck, and the King of Pentacles. There's some money going around here too. There's some money moving around here. there's conflict and there's opposition. That's what I'm saying. I feel like really there's some shit that's going on here that's going to expose a whole bunch of Democrats and Republicans that are on the same team. There's a King of Swords. There's a European men involved in this that are paying for some fuckery to go down. Clarify Mars, please. Capitol riots and the officers committing suicide. What's Mars? Okay, my guides told me to use the Wow, I haven't used this tarot deck in so long. Let's see what they have. But you know, also too, because these people died in a violent way, I'm not tapping into their energy because that's a very heavy energy and it's too volatile. Okay? But it's been a long time since I used this deck, but I was going to use this to do the monthlies that I wanted to complete for today. Okay, let's look into this and let's see what's going on, all right, guys? Because something's just not right. Scooby-Doo, right? I know they can't stand me like, bitch, what the fuck? You're always exposing us. Excuse my language. Clarify Mars, please. Why? With this capital? Yeah, Six of Pentacles. Look, there's something with money, finances, transactions, with people being paid to let this go on, to cause a problem, to create some type of distraction or some type of chaos here. That's what I'm saying. There's something deeper because real talk, think about this. For those of you who do social justice work too, or if you've been to any type of rally or march or protest, you see how fast they be mobbing on us, you know, when we go to those type of things. So how the fuck did these people get into the White House? The White House of all houses. Clarify Saturn. You got the Sun card. Yeah, something's coming out here and death. Boom. Boom. There's something coming out here. With the death energy, and remember I just talked about the scorpionic energy with the death card and the sun. Something's about to get exposed or something is being exposed. So these people feel like either I run away or I kill myself or there's death magic being done on them is what I'm picking up on here. Clarify Neptune. Clarify Neptune. This is an illusion. It's being ran here. Justice. Yeah, there's karma energy here. There's karma. There's a Libra here. I mean, Kamala's a Libra, but I mean, there's karma here. But also, too, this is what I was saying in regards to even that committee that they created. And I said something about that specifically in that Stay in Your Lane. Be careful with these people that are joining these committees and stuff like that, because they're just there trying to find out what is being done in the conversations that are being had, just so that they can go back and tell the people that are paying them or the bigwigs or the elite what is going on. There's bigger hands in this. I feel something about the Soros. Soros is involved in this fuckery. This is bigger than y'all think with this Capitol riot mess. Clarify the second house. You got the Two of Swords, lies getting exposed, and the Seven of Pentacles. There's investments here. There's money moving around. There's a Taurus involved in this as well. And there's Libra energy again with the Two of Swords. There's something about money. There's something about investments. There's something about like some type of bills or a policy that they don't want to get passed. There's some secrets that they're trying to keep. And a lot of those secrets are being held by these politicians that are getting funded by the ops. By these rich people that don't want this fuckery to come out or to stop. Hermit, exactly. That's what I'm saying, spying. You see, they come on, there's people that are on, I don't know who's on that committee. Let me look this up. Because there's karmics on that committee. Let me see, Capitol Riot Committee. That's why I told you I'm not telling. I'm sure. Oh, you guys want to know something? Because there was also people that were in cahoots with Donald. It was a whole fucking reality show. And I said this before those bombs went off in Iran earlier last year. I said I had a dream about Donald Trump. I posted it on my Facebook. It was so weird. And in the dream, I was like in a warehouse walking around, and there was all these different shelves, and I was like in between the shelves because I could hear people talking. And then I got to a clearing, and there was Donald with a whole group of men, and they were sitting down, teaming up and plotting and planning and collaborating. And they saw me, and I teleported out of there. He was like, "You're not supposed to be here," and I teleported out of there. There's some type of secret fuckery that's going on, and I feel like my guides were showing me that in the dream state. Let me see. Who's on the Capitol Hill Riot Committee? Wow. House Leader Kevin McCarthy is pulling his 5 Republican members selected to join the House committee that's investigating the 6th. Oh. And they're picking people who to be on this committee. I don't know. There's something fishy with this whole situation with these people passing away. There's something with money here, people being paid, secret investigations, people spying, double hands, double teams, things like that. That's what I'm picking up here. There's something that they don't want to come out. That's why people are dying, because even you got the 8th house. The 8th house is the house of death and rebirth. It says it even right there, power, domination, and control. Scorpio energy again. Clarify the 8th house with the committing suicide. You got the 4 of Swords. Yes, a soldier being laid to rest. Somebody's being paid to allow this to go on, to hide the investigation, to stop whatever this is, because there was more than just Donald involved. There's a bunch of elected officials. I would not be surprised if that them Koch brothers, they do that whole constitutional convention. You guys need to look that fuckery up. They're trying to do like these state rights. They want to disband and decentralize the federal government, and each state gets to be its own like presidency and things like that. Then you got the 8th house with the 4 of Swords being laid to rest. That's what I'm seeing here. I feel like, yeah, Knight of Pentacles, they're trying to slow something down. I real talk feel like they're trying to create some type of distraction or some type of chaos to distract from whoever was being paid involved in this, or whoever was creating this conflict. Clarify Pisces, the 12th house. Pisces was the 12th house. What's the Pisces energy? Clarify Pisces, 5 of Swords, and the Emperor. There's a senator, governor, president. That's what I was saying. There's somebody here that they're plotting and planning on Kamala and Joe, because the Emperor is like the boss. And you see the 5 of Swords. They're plotting and planning. That's why I'm saying this has everything to do with what came up in that stay in your lane message in regards to those people who are actively plotting and planning to destabilize the government and take these people out and cause problems and warfare on U.S. soil. There's Democrats and Republicans involved in all of this fuckery. Well, I'm not going to look any further, because I'm sure the truth is going to come out eventually. But I just felt like this needed to be discussed because something was really, really weird. I was like, 4 suicides? Nah, baby. Because there's been worse. You know, I mean, I'm just going to keep it hella real. There's been worse things that have happened. That's why I'm saying there's something going on. They're not sad. They're not depressed. I feel like there's something with spell work as well, too. Let me get my spiritual warfare deck. Let's look into that before we go any further. Okay? Dear bright and well-loving ancestors, what messages do you have regarding the Capitol riots and the officers committing suicide? What do we need to know about these officers committing suicide with these Capitol riots? It says practitioner, bitch. Ooh, this is messy boots. Finances, something, I'm telling you, something about money keeps on coming up. You guys saw the 6 of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles in that reading, in the first reading with the astrology cards. There's something about money being moved here, people being paid to be quiet. There's practitioners here. I told you there's some gypsies here, some old witches that are paying to do the suicide magic. What messages do you have? Yeah, you got the pineal gland in the 3rd eye. I'm telling you. They're getting shit done to them. Because you guys remember that movie Bird Box? It's like that. They're getting taken over by some type of weird ass spirit. Clarify practitioner. You got the 7 of Cups. I'm telling you now. Yes. And the 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, you know what? There's something else involved. There's something else here. Let me stop before they be trying to, because they are already on my head. And who knows what else they're trying to plot and plan on me. Clarify pineal gland, third eye. You got the Ace of Swords. Yeah, I got clarity and truth right here. That's what this is saying here. There's something about money that was being paid out. Something about people trying to hide shit. There's text messages and emails. You know what? Let's expose this because this is foul for those officers to be losing. Yeah, Page of Cups, telepathic interference. Telepathic interference here. There's something going on here. There's something going on here where these officers knew more than they should. They saw something, they were given certain commands, and now because this is going far where there's like a whole committee now and they're investigating and stuff like that, they're trying to like remove anybody that could potentially be a witness or could potentially tell on these people. MK Ultra, I mean, man, they're talking about Havana experiments where they're doing psychic attacks on CIA agents. I would not be surprised if they're using some type of like, I don't know, man, but I real talk feel like it's witchcraft. I don't think it's going that far with the energy weapons just yet. I feel like it's witchcraft here with the practitioner and the Seven of Cups. What's the finances? You got the Magician and the Ten of Swords. I'm telling you, they're paying for these people to commit suicide. It's suicide magic. Just like you saw with all those holistic doctors that randomly started dying and shit like that, and all of them are having car accidents, that's spell work. You can make someone have a car accident with magic because they try to do it to me. Luckily, I didn't hit anybody. Somebody just reversed into the car and that was okay. All right, y'all. So that's what I have for you with this capital riot fuckery. I hope you all have a great day, okay? Sending you love. Bye.